When was the first time you drank alcohol and do you have any funny stories associated with it? Freshman of high school. My friends and I drank a 6-pack of Bud Light Lime. Gross, it was the one and only. My buddy who borrowed some scotch from my friend and drank that before the beers and almost instantly threw up after finishing the Bud. It was hilarious. He just threw up off the porch and popped back up and said, "I'm good." Was at a small party. Got drunk after one Mike's Hard Lemonade. My boyfriend at the time told his family. I was displeased. He kept saying, "Are you mad?" And I kept saying, "No." Because I wasn't really mad, just unhappy about it. And he kept asking, so finally I said, "I'm not mad, just disappointed," and his whole family was like, thought I was kidding. I forget where I was going with this. 15. When walking to meet up with a friend. From a distance I was convinced he was a girl wearing a tank top. Knocked for a girl named Kat while I was on the front lawn barking like a dog. Ended with me puking up my spaghetti dinner behind a newspaper dispenser while my friend says, "Stop puking, there is a cop right there." Got home and fell asleep for a bit on the steps of my house before knocking on my door and my dad letting me in. I haven't been able to hold down spiced rum ever since that night. I grew up with peers who were older than I was. When I was 16 to 17, within the space of a year, I've had to revive a friend with alcohol poisoning. Taken ague, friends taken to hospital. And pulled a young talented violin student out of a car crash with radial tendon damage because some drunk ran a red light. Alcohol scares the fuck out of me. So I haven't drunk in years. It's ubiquitous and yet so tempting to use it as a panacea for all my problems. But I don't know my limits and I don't know where it will take me if I go too far. So it's much easier for me to stay sober and make sure others are having a great time. I was like 9 or 10, when my dad bought me a shot glass of beer in a restaurant. No funny story. Stopped drinking after I turned 22. Now 30. And now I started back UO. Thanks pandemic. And so far no funny stories associated to it, but am watching how I drink compared to almost 8 years ago. 19. And more embarrassed than anything else, but was at friends and threw up during the night. Just once. Then proceeded to cover it with a blanket and left like nothing happened. I still don't think they even know. I was 13. Brother 12. Went to West Point graduation. Neighbor. Free champagne for everyone. All I remember is thinking I was hallucinating the little red spiders all over the bleachers and discussing that brother. Not the first time I drank, but the first time I got drunk. I think I was like 15. Which is quite late for German kid from the countryside, but anyway. At first I didn't want it to because I didn't like the taste of beer yet, but I got talked into it. Got absolutely hammered because as it turned out I can't handle alcohol for shit. Like 2 beers and I'm gone. Which is kinda unfair considering I'm 191/6, 3 and 83 kilograms, 185 pounds. Anyway, after breaking a few bottles on accident, I went outside to cool off and eventually befriended a potted plant. Like half an hour later a friend came outside, saw me and in an attempt to sit down next to me broke the plant. He was drunk as well. Having just witnessed the murder of my new friend, I went to seek revenge and might have tried to strangle my friend for a while with some old rope that thankfully immediately broke. After chasing him and then throwing up because, well, alcohol and running. We held a funeral for the plant and that was pretty much it. Also I broke a fence at some point, but I don't remember when, why or how. It was very hot and I was very thirsty with no water. It was also my B-day coincidentally. So people were peer pressuring me into drinking alcohol. I only drank it 'cause I was thirsty. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Like a bottle and a half. I didn't get drunk or anything like that. I don't really remember what I did. Probably just played 2K or something. First time I remember? 5 drinking Grandpa's beer at a barbecue. Drank the whole thing. First time drunk? Sister's wedding when I was 13. All the cousins got fall down drunk.